Hey, welcome back to Powerboating in Paradise with members of the Florida Powerboat Club right here on YouTube. And you have got Stu Jones and producer Ryan McCoy here in the Pompano Beach studios. And we are fast and furious here in the studio because we want to get all of these Florida Powerboat Club episodes out to you. And we are now getting close to finishing the entire Key West Poker Run 2022 series as we move into episode 6 with feature coverage of this epic event that celebrates 30 years with Key West. Before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Our 2022 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats and their sister company Deep Impact Custom Boats and their authorized sales center Plantation Boat Mart, Mystic Powerboats, Cigarette Racing Team and their authorized sales center Top Gun Yachts, Cigarette Dealer Chief Marine Group, Midnight Express Powerboats, Big Thunder Marine, Concept Boats, Performance Boat Center, Mercury Racing, and Florida Powerboat Club's longest running sponsor, Nortec High Performance Boats. And in addition to our series sponsors, these feature sponsors joined us for Key West. They are Legend Marine Group, Wozencraft Insurance, DefcoTruck.com, Superior Communications, McLaren of Charlotte, Outer Limits Powerboats, Hardin Marine, Double R Performance, Wilson Custom Marine, MTI, and Hollover Marine Center. So we're going to open this show with a bang and pretty much give you guys the visual experience that like no other. And this is the kind of stuff that happens in Key West during our poker run. Of course, what happens in Key West doesn't stay in Key West thanks to the YouTube channel. Dave Peterson's Augusta helicopter following the factory-sponsored Cigarette 515. Guys, that is the money shot, I think, not only of the day, but possibly of the entire Key West poker run, because I love helicopters and I love boats, but when you have an Augusta show up and be a part of the party, that's kind of fun. Back up here now on this Robinson R44 with the FPC photo and video crew, Jerry shooting stills, Joe shooting video, as we chase down a number of boats that are just coming and going from Woman Key. There's Joe with his GoPro sticking out the side of the helicopter. Kids, don't try this at home. You got to hang on to your stuff when you're hanging outside of the door of an R44 at speed. And speaking of speed, it's going to take a lot of speed to catch up to a lot of these guys. Let's start off here with this 35-foot statement. Greg Collinson from Canada, Triple Merc 400Rs, a beautiful boat. I love how the engine cowlings match the colors of the boat. And we want to thank the team at Statement Marine for recommending the Key West Poker Run to Greg and his first mate Marie. They had the boat trailered over from Clearwater, Florida, so they could attend. And another one of our many members from Canada, a total of, I think, 6 teams registered from Canada on this event. And we saw this act of thunder way back in episode number 1 and 2. Steve and Monica Barnett are the owners, along with Michael McClellan, who's driving. It was the first time for the Barnetts, and they said they loved the poker run. And a team that we've seen a lot on this poker run, Kurt Watkins riding in his Nortec 390 Sport, has his first mate Regina on board, and at the time of this run, that was his fiancée, but I'm happy to report that by the time this show airs, they are fully married. Congratulations to this couple. And they live very close to Jackie and I in Boca Raton, and they're going to join us for the Thousand Islands Poker Run this summer on our Cigarette Top Gun Flight 1130. I can't wait. And you got to love the timeless design of these Outer Limits. This is Stephen Woitkin in his 46-foot Outer Limits Big Power Mercury Racing 1075s. And that amazing show was courtesy of Josh and Kylie Ballone. Team Always Something, the Hustler 388 Slingshot. First time on the run, all the way from Massachusetts. And it's one more time with Darius Cereza, DJ as we know him, and his first mate Amanda in this 43-foot Midnight Express that they have really been starting to love. At this time, it's got 400s, but very soon afterwards, they got some 450s. So why? So they could keep up to these guys that just passed them. Hey, DJ, where's the Donzi when you need it, bro? it's one more time with Lawrence Hill enjoying Key West here on Team Bad Larry 44-foot Outer Limits GTX. He's done a lot of poker runs with this boat, but I know it's going to be going bye-bye real soon. Another FPC member just bought it recently. And well, guys, I'm so happy that our helicopter finally caught up with Sebastian Frohlen and his group all the way from Sweden. They had a last-minute change in their plans. They were supposed to bring the 47-foot fountain, which they have had here on this Key West run before. Something went wrong. They couldn't bring the boat, so they called me up and said, can we charter a Sea Ray and go on your poker run? I said, of course. Well, it turns out they chartered this badass 63 with some big, huge horsepower, harness and surface drives. And this thing is cruising around 50, 55 miles an hour on the poker run all the way from Miami down. These guys just had a blast. I think that they just discovered something new, that this might be the answer for some future poker runs. But I love how they're flying the U.S. and the Swedish flag. And thanks to these guys for keeping our international entry strong. Glad you guys could make it. Guys, you got to love this ride. Taylor Peterson and his 29-foot NITRA. A pair of Mercury Racing 400Rs. I mean, what does a boat weigh? Like 1,500 pounds? It's like, woohoo! White knuckles, guys. Here we go. And now catching up with another Canadian team from the Montreal area, Sonny Martirana in this MTI 390X with Mercury Racing 450Rs. I think one of the first one that I've seen in this particular blue, and I think it just matches the boat perfectly. These guys had a good time coming down from Canada, because remember that Canadians weren't allowed to come down to the U.S. for at least a couple of years because of COVID. So this Key West 22 event was kind of a coming out for at least all of our Canadian teams were finally allowed to cross the border. So thumbs up to these guys for coming out here and putting on a good show. I'm pretty sure they've got an award coming later at the Saturday night party. Here we go with Team Yahoo. They've been here before. They put on a good show everywhere they go. Curtis Morris and his crew from Texas in this 36-foot skater with big power. I think Mercury Racing 1075s. And she is a beast. Just blowing out the decibel meters on our cameras. And now let's welcome, for their first time, PG Georgiou and his crew on this Mega FLEXIN, brand new 50-foot MTI. 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. I just love the paint and graphics. I don't know if I gave them an award. If I didn't, I screwed up because this boat should definitely have won some type of an award, but never really got a chance to meet the guys. But I do buy their meals, MegaFit meals online. A great product. I've ordered them a couple times, and I highly recommend them to all of you. So let's hope that the next time we do the Key West Poker Run, we'll actually get a chance to meet this crew, because I think they've just done an amazing job with this boat, and I want to thank them for joining us in Key West. And Justin DiGiovanni's a long way from home, another team from Texas, about 1,400 miles by trailer, and it just so happens his trailer did make it all the way to Key West because of the weather challenges we had. But he said, I'm going to go back on a trailer. I want to go boating. So he did join us for the ride back on Monday. Looking good here today in this 34 Pilini Cat, powered by Mercury Racing 400Rs. He's had a very lucky run this year. He won the Orange Beach Powerboat Week and then followed that up 4 months later by winning at Emerald Coast. Can you imagine that? And let's welcome this new team, Chris Radley, all the way from Texas, in his brand new 35-foot statement team, Real Rad. And I'd like to say that I've never seen this graphics package on a statement. I think it looks fantastic. Triple Mercury Racing 300Rs. I think that's a perfect power matchup for this boat. And in their video bio, they reported that they adapted to the storm by trailering the boat down to Gilbert's and running down on Tuesday. So they were happy that we were able to salvage the poker run, and I'm so glad you guys made this your first poker run with your brand new 2023 Statement 35. What a gorgeous boat. And it's one more time with Brock Vernon all the way from Texas in his 2022 32-foot Doug Wright with a pair of Mercury Racing 300Rs. He's attended Key West the last 4 years. He loves how it blends the powerboat racing along with running through the beautiful Florida Keys. And let's welcome Aaron and Belen Sahlstrom, who came a long way from Idaho to be here. Their 34 MTI is Team Trucks Plus Idaho, so obviously he's in the truck business. First time doing this event, and they're relatively new to the poker run scene, but they said it was a bucket list thing, and that's why they're glad they made it. To get around the storm, they had the boat trailer down to Key West, so this is their only run they did. And it's a big congratulations to John Wittenberger Jr. and his first mate Natalie, their first run with this 36 Spectre. He's been working on it for a month to get it ready. It's got some big custom-built 900s. Let's listen in. And it's another team from Maryland, Team Chillin the Most, Chris Ranlett in his 37-foot Midnight. We've been out boating with him many times before. In fact, I remember hanging out with them right here at Woman Key about a year earlier, and then we ran into them at the Tiki Lee's event up in Maryland. So they're very active boaters. They move the boat around back and forth from Maryland to Florida, and they do spend a lot of time in Florida with their roofing company. Guys, this is why you want to own a Midnight Express, so you can bring all your friends to enjoy the poker run. And here's another team that we finally caught up with. This is Rob Smolsky from Delaware. Does a lot of his boating up in the Chesapeake Bay area. This is a Nortec 390 Sport. Looks very similar to Chad Comesher's boat. I got them mixed up already once. Triple Mercury 350s. And they ran down with the group on Thursday from Miami. Got a great looking crew on board, so enough about the boat. Let's talk about the crew. Looks like a fun bunch. I hope I see you guys up at Chesapeake Bay when I go to the Thunder in the City poker run this July up in Maryland. Hope you guys are there. Now it's John Stella and his crew and Team Perfect Prescription. They came all the way down from Long Island, New York. And what did they do to salvage the storm situation? They said they changed their start-off location, moving further to the south, and they ran down with us on the Friday group. I'm not sure where they are right now coming back from Woman Key, but that is some skinny, skinny, skinny water. Oh my God. Oh. And a very special welcome to Jack Villars all the way from Switzerland, keeping our international entries high. This is a 43-foot MTI. It's been on the run many times. It's got big teak power. And it's one more time with Grant Bernardi and his first mate Katie in this 37-foot DCB Cat. Interesting story. They covered a lot of miles and logistics to be here. They live in Minnesota, but they flew out to Lake Havasu to pick the boat up and trailered it all the way here to join us for the Key West run. Boy, Grant must love the highway, because after the season's over, they're going to trailer back to Lake Havasu for Desert Storm. That's a lot of miles. And we've been looking all over for you, Tommy. We finally found you. Tom Gorza's Team OPA 2, the 42-foot Cigarettes Huntress. And it has basically got all of his neighbors and friends from the entire city block. They filled this boat up with people. We've had a chance to ride with Tom before on his previous Huntress, but he seems to be loving this one. He's had it for a few years, got quad Mercury 400s, and not trying to set any speed records right now because he's got the boat full of people. So they're just kind of on cruise control heading back to the Key West Harbor. It seems to me that the helicopter found some reason to hang around, and I'm wondering why, and I think I just figured it out. So a pleasant wave back to you, young lady, and we hope that we see this crew at the Thunder in the City poker run in Chesapeake City, Maryland in July. I love the way Rick Regal runs his 42X, just wide open Mercury Racing 1100s. What a great looking and a great running boat. We don't get a lot of audio on this shot, but guys, look at how this boat is just dialed in and skimming across the water. Altogether, 30 cigarettes represented on this poker run event, and it is presented by Cigarette Racing Team for the second year in a row. And it's another Outer Limits, this time again, Bruno and Rebecca Perret, who are from Canada but now live in Palm Beach Gardens. They had a lot of nice things to report in their video bio, but guys, the boat looks and sounds so good, let's let it roll. Well, it was a big celebration for the Florida Powerboat Club this year, 30 years of Key West, but Ray and Christine Grimaud have a big celebration also to announce. It's their 10th year now that they've been in the club, and many of those 10 years here on this Key West poker run. 3 different boats over that time, and Team Big Shot is their second Mystic 42. This one's powered by Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. And one of the interesting features that Ray reported about the boat, it's a Doug Harrell custom paint job with gold rush pearl mixed with Lamborghini gray and then splashed with 3 rows of 24-karat gold flake. Of course, Mystic Powerboat's one of our sponsors for this Key West poker run and for the 2022 season. Altogether, 12 Mystics registered here for this event, which is their largest showing yet for the Mystic brand. And it's one more time with Del Flores from New Jersey and his 36-foot Statement Cat, Twin Mercury Racing 450Rs. He got the boat earlier in the year. I think his first event was the Tampa Bay Poker Run in April after he had just taken delivery of the boat. Altogether, there are 12 statements registered for this event. 3 of them are cats. And I know that Del is going to be active on the poker run circuit this summer with the Spartan Powerboat Club, which they operate there in Jersey. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to start to see more of these statement cats showing up on the Jersey shore. And it's one more time with Shane and Vicky Franks all the way from Michigan. We saw them on a previous episode. This is their Statement 42 Ultimate, one of very few that were made, about 5 or 6 laid up. It's got the air suspension cockpit, powered by Mercury Racing 700s. And one more teaser shot of what it looks like out at Woman Key. Remember, our last episode, we saw a lot more of this. If you like that kind of stuff, just go back to episode 5. And one more time with Bruno and Rebecca Perret and Bruno's brother Claude riding along with some friends. They always enjoy this Key West poker run every year. And a quick flyover here at the Conch Republic Seafood Company, our Key West poker run headquarters. Kind of a bumpy shot as we're just hovering in the chopper, but you can see that a lot of the boats have made it back to the sponsor dock, but we have a few empty spaces there still to fill. And there's a lot of action down at the Poker Run Village. Let's catch up with some of our sponsors. Here's Craig Salazar from Legend Marine Group out of Texas.
We're down in Key West, pretty excited. This is going to be our 18th year coming down for this event. This is like the creme de la creme of all the poker runs. We're one of the very few dealers that will actually load the boats up from the factory. We even tell our customers 100%, listen, you say you don't want this, but you do. And I would say there's not been one time where we've asked a customer, to let's do a $15,000 extended shade, and they'll fight us a little bit, but after they get it, it's on the boat, they're like, it's the best purchase we ever made. So for us at Legend Marine, we 100% load the boats up heavily, even with our stock boats. They sell and people love them.
And thanks to Craig and the group from Legend Marine. Meanwhile, on Saturday, while we were all having fun at Woman Key, I want to give a shout out to Hugo Prieg, who drove his 36-foot Doug Wright cat out here to dry Tortugas. It was on Saturday afternoon. Remember that the winds were very light, the seas were calm. We don't normally recommend that boats will drive out here in November because it can be pretty rough and nasty. 72 to 74 miles each way times 2, guys. It's a big trip. But Hugo, along with a few other boats in the club, were able to read the weather and take advantage of these nice conditions. You can see the Dry Tortugas tour boat right there on the bottom of your screen. And then there's that one seaplane that comes over from the Key West Airport on a regular basis daily. And let's look down now. I see along the beach there, looks like a Nortec 390 Sport on the left there. And then we see Hugo's 36-foot Doug Wright. And that's Susubio's 34 MTI right there. And then I see one more Nortec 390, the blue one there. So 4 boats came over from Key West for the day. And there they are, down on the beach having fun. And I'm quite certain that there were even still a couple others. I think there's a Midnight Express in the background there, a 43 with 5 motors. So yeah, guys, this is a great option for you when the weather is appropriate, and not always in November, but we do always try to get out here on the March Spring Key West event when the weather tends to be a little more cooperative. I think this was just a hit and miss lucky day, and I'm glad you guys made it. And now back in Key West Harbor, doing a quick flyover, and just conditions were so ideal this time of the day. Nice shot there of the Conch Republic sponsor docks, still filling up at this point. Down to the left, that's Schooner Wharf. They're always full with their own boats, so we don't typically get any dockage there. There's the T-head of A&B Marina with some of our teams, and then to the right, that's the Galleon Marina. And way across the harbor, of course, that's the Key West City Marina, known as the Key West Bight. So that's a great way to wrap up our aerial segment on this beautiful Saturday in Key West. And down at the ground level, catching up with some of our friends, former club members, Andy and Lisa Burrell. Now he's a real estate agent here in Key West, and there's his Woody. I don't know what it is, but I love it. I wish I had one. It's so beautiful. But this is what's going on around happy hour in Key West, so we decided to take a little ride down Duval Street on the golf cart. So let's just enjoy this segment of what it's like to cruise around on Duval Street at happy hour. Meanwhile, back at the Key West Poker Run Village, things are starting to heat up here on the dock. Yes, indeed, Team Hammer time. See, I promised you guys that Ray Akey was going to be putting on a good show at the dock here with his Deep Impact 399, and that's another Deep Impact right alongside. That's La Mexicana. Between the two of them, they really put on a great show, a very spirited teams. Ray's team, of course, with all the lovely ladies in that new smoke machine that Deep Impact installed into the boat. Yeah, it's actually installed in the boat, so they've got to change out the canisters depending on how active they are at pushing that button, but that has to be done almost on a daily basis. So the Conch Republic Seafood Company, a lot of action here for certain as we roll from the happy hour into the evening hours, and the lights come on, the boats look fantastic, and there's still a lot of activity in the Poker Run Village. Remember that we are combining now two events at the same time, because we have the Sponsor Appreciation Awards that are usually conducted here on the stage, but we also moved the Body Painting Expo from Thursday night because of the storm over to Friday night. So we're going to combine those all at the same time. The girls are working the apparel booth, and we have also got the poker tables opened up so people can start playing out their cards. Meanwhile, it looks like Jackie has got Hannah and her girls celebrating with a festive spirit. Maybe with a little more of this, we might talk a couple of them into doing the body painting exhibition tonight. And yes, indeed, it was a very festive evening for all of us here at the Key West Poker Run Village. Thanks to FPC girls for putting on the entertainment, and to all of our club members for showing up for the evening, and of course to the Conch Republic Seafood Company for giving us a fantastic venue. And kicking off our Sponsor Appreciation Awards is David Teavee from Superior Communications in Maryland. In addition to providing all of the electronics for the Cigarette 38 Top Gun that we run, that includes the Garmin GPSs on both sides and the ICOM radio. But David has also been a fantastic sponsor, providing us with many gifts and prizes for the poker runs, first, second, third place, including Garmin chart plotters, handheld radios, Verve cameras, you name it. David has been a big supporter of this event year after year. And we all know this gentleman, Mark Fisher from Team Deep Impact and Team Blackwater, has been an annual sponsor with us for many, many years. Prior to that, it was Team Off Lease Only, which he recently sold. And that's why we haven't seen those Mustang convertibles that we give away every year. But he did replace that with a $10,000 cash or $25,000 gift voucher as the grand prize for the winner of the poker run. And we really want to thank the Conch Republic Seafood Company for their support on this event year after year. Casey Arnold is our event manager here for this event. Goes out of his way to make sure that we have the ideal venue, fantastic service, that all the bartenders are well equipped, and he oversees the details for our Saturday night dinner party, which is a complete buyout here at the Conch Republic. So thank you to Casey and the entire team. And also a very special welcome to the Team Midnight, who have done a fantastic job every year at this event. Eric Glazer, co-owner of the company, along with his wife Hagen, who is certainly the cheerleader, bringing along all the fun every time that they come to a poker run. So as owners of the company, I feel that they truly embrace the Florida powerboating lifestyle. Always a great show here at Key West, and they brought that new 52 Midnight Vitesse model, 5 Mercury Racing 450s on the back. Thanks to Midnight Express. And I'd like to add that for any sponsors who were not represented in this episode, remember that the Friday night sponsor appreciation party is open to all of you. You're all invited to come out and attend and earn your recognition. But if you don't make it, that is entirely up to you. We do thank everybody for supporting this event year after year. Going forward for 2023, it's a big celebration presented by Mercury Racing and celebrating 50 years. So we do have a very big agenda plan, and we ask all of you to try to be out here to represent your company and be there to support Mercury Racing on this big celebration. So with that message, I think it's time to say farewell on this episode, guys, but we got one more big episode coming. That's going to be number 7 in the feature coverage of this 2022 Key West Offshore Poker Run, celebrating 30 years with the Florida Powerboat Club. And you don't want to miss that show, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.